I want answer. I want justice. What is the Andrews Police Department doing? We only have 52 pieces of paperwork. Evidence is gone. Paperwork's missing. What is Andrews doing?
Anything?
We've had leads and we've done 21 searches with the Q Center, but nothing never really followed up on. If Andrews gets a tip, it's never followed through. There's no paperwork on where they're following through on the tips or anything else.
It seems like anytime the case gets any traction, the police chief is let go.
Every time. I bet you we've had at least 12 chief of police. Now we're changing police officers every time that is on the patrol. Every 2 weeks, every week, there's somebody new out here on the streets. Nobody stays.
And right now it's Lieutenant Williams, who's the acting police chief. And has she told you anything? Have you made any comments to you at all about the case?
Nothing at all, but we really have nothing to go on. We're going over the paperwork, but if we don't get a lead or something, there's nothing that we can actually go on. They really have nothing.
You've kind of been working sort of hand in hand with the police department over the years.
I have. I've really tried to be fair with them. And now I'm over it.
So what was the breaking point? When did it change? What happened?
All right, well.
When they kept saying they're going to do this and that, and nothing is ever done. Now I'm done with it. And it's time for Mom to step up to her plate and fight for her daughter. And for the town of Andrews.
And I think this case needs to be totally reopened, not treated as a cold case. They need to re-interview the people who are suspects. And we had a man who was related to one of the suspects in the Drexel missing persons case just go into Farmer Ed's produce about 2.5 months ago. He came out and he stole the car. And here's a guy that should have been interviewed by SLED, by the FBI, and we need to get a consensus. We need to get the FBI, we need to get SLED and the local police involved in a task force and get going on this case. And I personally believe this is something like human trafficking, which is an epidemic across America.
We showed you. I think there was an understanding that there was only a certain amount of files out there. We showed you a very large stack of files.
No.
And we can't provide information that has not been confirmed, because again that puts some other people who may be in question. That's not confirmed that they've done it, been involved in part of this. So we can't share that information. So as we talked before, and in a cold case, a lot of times it's not the incident reports or the things that have happened back then that helps you out. It's people who may have some information and have to come forward to help with that. And then when they come forward with that, they have to be willing to testify that what they provided is actually what occurred, that can identify or find Mr. Souls. That has not happened yet in terms of anyone wants to confirm that they know what happened 13, 14 years ago and then willing to testify against that. That has not happened. But right now it really takes people, and that's why the awareness part of this is more important than necessarily pointing fingers. It's the awareness and trying to reach to the compassion of the people who may know something that they can come forward. Anything that goes on with this case now, I'm going to be a part of it. So if anything, nothing will get lost. If that's been happening in the past, it's not going to get lost. I'll be a part of that. So that's where I am. That's my commitment to this and any other case, any other thing involving our citizens, to be a part of that, to make sure it is done right. Follow procedures and make sure we come to some conclusion on what's going on. And again, at this point now, with it's really important that people, anybody that has any information, come forward.